To make the star logo on the side, we're going to start with making a circle of white and then embroidering, and I think you call it a lazy daisy, into the top of it. This doesn't want to be too thick, so what I tend to do is cut off, say, a metre or 120 centimetres of the cream yarn, twist it to divide up all the strands, and take 2 of them away so that you're just left with 4 strands. So I've pulled away the 2 strands. Now slowly start to pull them away like this. If you go too fast, believe me, it'll all start to knot up. But if you do it slowly, all the way down, done. Put those to one side because you may use those to sew the logo on with. And then make sure it's all twisted back up again. Okay, with this strand, you want to work a slip knot. So have the short side on the right hand side, wrap it around your finger and push a section of the short side through the loop from your finger. This means that this will now be adjustable, and you can pull it tight or make it bigger depending on what you want. So do 2 chains, 1, 2, and in the first chain here you need to put 6 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, move those around a bit, and 6. Just count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then, starting in the first one that you did, you now need to put 2 in every one around. So that's 1, 2 in the first stitch, 2 in the second stitch, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. So all in all, you should have 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now then, to finish that off in a neat circle, pull through your yarn. You need to find your darning needle. Thread the yarn into the darning needle. Now you need to make an invisible yarn, an invisible finish over the top of this first stitch, so that you still end up with 12 stitches. So stick the needle in there, pull it through, there's your invisible finish, put it back through the middle there, through the back, there's your perfect little circle. You can now close up that middle by pulling tight on the end and weave in neatly all your ends into the back. And I'll show you next how to do the little star. So if I do this on one take, it'll be amazing, because I find this really hard. I don't do embroidery, but I've learned how to do this. This is called a lazy daisy stitch. Now normally it's a 5-pointed little flower or star, I suppose. Normally I would mark on here 5 dots in that pen you can buy that irons off. I think they call it a friction pen. And that just helps you to see where you're going, but I can't find my friction pen, so I'm going to have to try and do it freehand. The way to start it is you come up the middle of the daisy. Leave a length in the back there. You then go down, don't too much there, down the middle of the daisy. Hang on to that end. I've also taken 2 strands of yarn out of here. I haven't done that before, but I just think it might stop it from being so thick. But before you pull it all the way through, this is going to be your first petal. So now go back up the inside of one of your stitches through the loop, pull, do it 2, and then back down through the middle of the stitch, or back down actually, so that you don't have it right on the edge, otherwise you won't have an edge to your logo. I'd say about there, and pull through. Now that's your first petal, all well and good, and that's quite easy because you can't get that wrong really. And actually I squeeze those together because it's supposed to be a star, not a petal. Now you need to work out where your next petal is going to go. So if there's got to be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So go back up through the middle of your daisy, back down again, before you've taken it all in, work out where you think that might have to be. I think sort of here. I wish I'd marked it with a marker pen to try first. So going up through that part of the stitch, through the middle of the petal. Sorry about this. Up that part of the stitch, through the middle of the petal, pull through, pull it a bit tight so you don't have too much of a baggy petal, and then back down through there. So that's your second star. Then go through the petal. Pull it slightly tighter, and then go on the outside of the petal so you can... Now for a first attempt that's not too bad. Obviously you need to weave in all your ends, and that little star isn't too bad. You now need to just sew it very neatly to the side of the boot, and obviously make sure it goes on the opposite side on the other boot. Yes, you could use 2 strands of wool, but you just want tiny little stitches so that you can hardly see them running through the top of the chain. Obviously on the inside you can see where those stitches have gone. I think I used cream cotton actually on this one because I just felt that was a neater way of doing it, just so that it's secure and doesn't fall off. The next thing to do is to put in your laces and get the shape right. It's all about getting that nice shape to make them look presentable. So here's my non-shapely Converse pump. So start by putting in your little cardboard sole. This obviously doesn't stay in when it's on the baby's foot, but it just makes it look nice when you give them as a present. You'll have to fiddle around with this a bit to get it the size that you want, to make it fit in perfectly on the bottom there. Turn that over so that I've turned it, it's actually a gold piece of card, but I've turned it over so the white part is showing at the bottom. That gives you a nice flat surface to work with. And then get a load of kapok and just stuff that into the actual foot, because you want the foot to be nice and sputchy and rounded, and it'll hold its shape. So we're now starting to get that nice shape there. Okay, do your chain, and the pattern tells you exactly how many to do, and leave a long tail on either side, because this just helps you when you're lining it up to then thread it, because you're actually starting at the bottom on one of your bottom stitches, pull through like this, and then you can start to thread, and then you can pull through on the other side, and then start to do that sort of crisscross shape that you get with the Converse. Make sure that you put this in the right position so you just get a little bit of blue showing, or whatever colour showing at the bottom, just a little bit there, like that. And I'll see you back here when it's all put to the top there. So take some time when threading the laces to get it nice and neat, and the last lace you want to thread inwards and pull it out. That's not how you would sort of wear the boot, but it looks nicer in the box. If you buy a pair of Converse, you'll notice that the lace goes in, so it gives it that authentic look. Stuff those in, and then just finish up with stuffing the boot. There, I've finished stuffing the boot and just got it into a nice shape, making sure it matches the other one. I've made up the box just by printing off the template on the thickest bit of card that will go through your printer, really. Put a bit of tissue paper in there. Like that. And there you go.